So who's got the recap tonight? If you guys want to give a quick character introduction on your class and your name and stuff, that would be cool as well.
Yep, I have the recap, so I'll go
Last.
last. Yes.
What is that English word again?
Well, I'll go ahead. I'll start it. I'm Eben Thrax. I play Shamash, 20-year-old dragonborn fighter who is on a mission to find the orc that murdered his father, and am currently traveling with Batista, Tominuk, and Melik.
Name's Warhuck. I'm playing Melik. I'm a tiefling sorcerer. I'm in search of dragon magic, learn the old ways, and I met these ruffians as they saved my life, so repaying the favor.
And I like specimens.
Oh yes, specimens. I'm collecting specimens from the giant.
Hello, I'm Heavy. I play the character Batista Xavier Washburn the 14th.
Whoa, that's a
from
hell of a
the
name.
lands of
Whoa!
Icewind Dale and the town and wars of Targos. I have traveled south to get the hell out of the cold, and I have came here to hire these misfits and characters to put me on a quest to saving my horse and from the local thieves around here. And so far, we've been through some pretty good adventures.
Yep, I'm Crumpet. I play Tamanuk, the no longer mute but verbally challenged Goliath shaman, who drifted ashore in Loudwater, seemingly out of nowhere, and accompanies Shamash wherever he goes. I also have a spectral penguin named Boom. He's 8 feet tall, and he's a really nice guy.
As penguins go.
Yeah, as penguins go. And for the recap, we were in the bandit hideout in Loudwater to stop their illegal child kidnapping and slave selling business. And we looted the entire place and then tried to follow an archer who fled the battle down into a cellar level with a nice big neon sign that said "Warning Minotaurs." So after walking around in the dark labyrinth that was the cellar level, it was grassy and vines covered the walls. It was full of fruit and berries. And it was very scary because it was dark and there was a lot of scary noises. And there was someone screaming at the very end, who we later found, and it was the archer who was gored to death, and his last words was Minotaur as he died. We then proceeded to fight a big Minotaur and 2 smaller Minotaurs. We killed the first 2, and the third we subdued. And he told us a bit of information, and we invited him to actually join the party, but he declined. He would rather want to stay in his nice maze and continue to just live peacefully. So after we ventured out, we sent Melik on a shopping spree in the town to get some nice magic items and other nice things. And on his exit, he and Mr. Hoofington, our horse, destroyed the gate to the city once again. So if he shows up there, he's probably going to have to pay even more gold to be able to enter the town. The party slept under the stars, and we now await Lady Moonfire to come and have a chat with us out in the woods.
Thank you, Quits Buggy G, for the follow as
The
well.
end.
So, very nice. Good recap. I like that. The one thing that I've always got, I have to question this about Heavy's character. How are you guys getting paid? He said he hired you guys. Are you guys getting paid? And how much have you made? I always wanted to ask that. Oh gosh.
You know, now that you mention it,
It's an ask, do not tell policy. Don't ask, don't tell.
Well, we do get our share of every kind of treasure we find.
I guess that could be it because he's letting you have it. If not, he could just take it for his own. He is a pretty beefy guy. I mean, he gets a bunch of lay on hands, so he can always keep himself alive.
Touching himself.
As he has to cast it on himself. He has to rub his nipples through his chest piece. He's got two little latches that he can just unflap, and his nipples point out like little fingers.
and Malik's there waiting on his specimen.
Ah!
What a great way to
wow!
start this
Shots
session.
fired.
Wow.
All right, so you guys have
Welcome to the show stream.
yeah, you guys actually got to speak to Lady Moonfire briefly. She had to run off. She was talking about how a bounty hunter had actually captured on the outskirts of Loudwater named Artemis Thunderbeard. Or whatever, yeah, Artemis Battlebeard, I'm sorry. And this dwarven bounty hunter had actually captured Alcine. Brought Alcine back into the town of Loudwater and has actually claimed the bounty or the reward. So Lady Moonfire told you that Alcine was going to be executed the following morning. And it's probably midnight right now. And she tells you that it is on you if you come back into the town and try to witness the execution. But there are several variables involved. I think you guys probably know. I mean, you got an 8-foot tall penguin, spectral penguin. You got an 8-foot tall Goliath, and you have a Dragonborn. You guys are pretty much the only Dragonborn and Goliath, especially the Goliath. You're the only one probably even on the Sword Coast. And the Dragonborn, there's a few here and there. But now, that could definitely cause you some problems. But like I was saying, there are ways into the city and other options. So you guys can go ahead and RP this up, do whatever you want. Because Alcine is going to be executed here in about another... she told you it's going to be as soon as the sun comes up. That's when the ceremony is going to be in the middle of the town. It's a public education. It's a public... yeah, it's public education, but it is also a public execution. So, but the educational part of it is when you murder somebody, you will die. Especially when you are guilty, as he was, where he killed this person in front of quite a few people. Yeah, that's the educational part of the execution. So, but there you go. You guys can RP it up or do whatever.
All right, so I say that let's say Tom Nook.
Hey everybody,
Smash can keep watching
Dragon, Dirt,
while we sleep until
Gim.
the morning, just before the daybreak. Within, like, say, an hour.
Quits, thanks again for the follow, buddy.
Malik and I can, gather up some, let's say, clothes, rub some mud, and stuff like that on us, and kind of not keeping so much in contact with each other, but sneaking back into the Loudwater.
I have no problem with that. I will escort you.
I have no problem with it either. All I ask is that you bring pictures back.
Buy some souvenirs.
What are these pictures you talk about?
Use Twitch and live stream it.
So, just before the daybreak, I would definitely put my armor into the wagon and gathered up some articles of clothing that we have. Kind of mud myself up a little bit, rub some dirt through my hair, makes myself look pretty common, and we can make our way to the town whenever you guys are ready.
Well, you guys have traveling clothes as well in your packs. Like a cloak and a hooded cloak and everything. Because I mean, the Sword Coast is a pretty. I mean, it's not the warmest place. I mean, it is a pretty cold place. Well, it's not freezing, but it's chilly, so a lot of people wear robes and a lot of people wear hoods. So I mean, you'll be okay. But I just don't think the Goliath would. I think he would kind of stick out like a sore thumb, if you know what I'm talking about.
Only
and the
slightly.
Dragonborn with a. Yeah, I just don't think that would work.
No, we'll stay and play chess.
Play chess. Oh, nice.
So at sunrise, I think we're ready to go. I'm just gonna be in my normal travel clothing, of course. And I think what's gonna happen is I'll go behind Baptista and make sure that he gets in.
Are you gonna drive the cart into the town?
No, the cart stand. We're just gonna
Okay.
walk in.
Well, damn. I was hoping you were gonna drive the cart into the town.
Oh no.
As they are leaving, Tamanuk will stand and wave with a handkerchief.
Oh jeez.
Does he make any noises or anything?
No,
No.
he just waves in silence.
Well, that's bullshit.
Well, so is your
Hey,
face.
Smash, do you actually
Oh.
have a regular blade? Normal time swords or anything?
Yes. I still have my other axe.
Yeah, because my sword would probably have, my original sword would have my Cord's emblem on it probably. And this new sword would probably be recognizable.
Would you like to strap my other axe on your back?
Hey, Gim, did you ever get that TeamSpeak tutorial I put on the message boards on
I
the
was thinking
website?
either that, or maybe just take the bow. I don't know which one would be better. I mean, for
you
melee,
may be
yeah.
you may be better off just taking the bow and not getting into trouble.
Hey, what's up,
That's
Aim and
what I was
Isis?
thinking. That way I don't get any kind of like distinguishing looks or anything.
So you guys are getting ready to head in there. You got probably about another hour before the sun comes up. And you can see off into the distance. You can see, the smokestacks coming up from the houses and the other establishments within the town. So you can definitely see that there's activity starting to brew within the town.
Okay, so it says my water skin is now empty, so I'm gonna go ahead and refill that up.
Sure, that's fine.
With what?
River water.
Well,
Ew.
didn't you
Oh,
say
no,
you
I'm
bought
just-
a?
my characters,
Didn't you say you
here
bought a
together.
barrel or took a barrel of water from the bandit lair? I could have swore you guys said you took a barrel of water or something like that.
Well, I know I ransacked kind of through the items, and we kind of discussed on whether we was going to take them or not.
Mm. Well, you
I mean,
guys
it's
got
also
about an
my
hour,
retail.
so I guess you guys are all ready to go, and you probably start heading towards the
Yeah.
the gate.
We start heading towards the west gate.
All right. As you head towards the west gate, you actually see several familiar faces, Merrick. You see the two guards that have actually been patrolling every gate that you go in or out of, no matter if it's on the east or west side of the city. And he goes, "Hey, I remember you." He says, "You broke
yes.
my gate last time. Again, for the
Again.
second time. We had to fix that."
I certainly apologize, good sir. I assume I owe you some gold again. How much is it going to cost this time, sir?
Well, the cost of materials were about a gold, so...
Oh, well, here's 2 gold for your services, sir.
Oh!
I apologize again.
Please feel free to hit the gate anytime.
That damn horse is gonna cost me in my wages, my earnings from my pottery.
He says maybe you might want to go see Dart and Dread and Dre or Frickin' Frack and Neil, whatever their names is. You may want to go see the dwarves at the stables. They could probably teach you how to steer that cart.
That's a good idea, that's good sir. Thank you for your kind words.
Ah, who's your friend? You're always a solo traveler.
Oh, this is one of the partners I told you about when I last left. He's coming in. We're here to see the execution.
Ooh.
That vile murderer.
Ah, yes. Yeah, we're going to be there too pretty soon. It's going to be a good show.
I don't like seeing people get hurt, but when they hurt other people, it's a good thing. They must come to justice.
That's what happens if you commit a crime and get caught, especially a crime of that magnitude here in Loudwater. Notice how his voice is starting to change. Well, anyway, hurry on. Show's going to be getting going in here probably about 15-20 minutes. A little bit of darkness left.
Thank you.
Watch that cart. Watch that cart.
Yeah. You notice we didn't bring it this time.
Yeah, what was that? Where's it at?
I was parked at the camp. The other partner's watching it.
Do
he couldn't come today.
Do you need us to go get it for you and do a valet?
No, sir. They'll be fine. Thank you. We'll be on our way now. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, no problem. You getting any specimens today?
What specimens? What are you talking about, sir?
Too funny. Alright, so you guys make your way in. Lady Moonfire told you that... Sorry, guys. Psst. Are you going to get any specimens today? Sorry. Anyway, Lady Moonfire told you that the execution was going to be in the middle of the town, basically in the town square. I'm going to pull up the actual Loudwater map for you guys real quick. Tell you guys basically where it is. You guys said, alright, well, here around the, towards the middle of the map here, where the fountain is and the well, there's a stage up against this building here, the yellow building. And you notice that there's, it's the sun is just starting to you can see the light on the horizon, and you can see that as the sun begins to rise over the eastern walls of the city, you can notice lots of smells that are in the air. Some of roasted meats, some of candies, and you also see a lot of children playing, and their parents are basically screaming at them, and this is really not the time to be playing, and yada yada yada. You can see several vendors also pushing their way through the crowds, peddling their wares and their goods. About 10 minutes later, as the sun is starting to now peer over the wall, you notice that the crowd starts to get a little vile, and you notice that the prisoner is being brought out, bound with a burlap sack, draped over his head. There are many rocks and other objects that have been hurled in his direction, while some are hitting, some are missing, and hitting other members of the crowd. There is you notice that there is a large burly and cut, as in chiseled, hooded half-orc, and he is carrying a large double-bladed axe. As he's being led through the crowd, you can hear the roars, and the crowds become louder and louder. As this small procession, you can see that Brother Griffin and several of his clerics are chanting the last rites to the perpetrator. As the group climbs the final flight of stairs of the elevated platform, you notice that Captain Harleaf says a few words to the crowd of peace and calmness, although wavering a sturdy hand of justice being dealt with in the city. There are also, you'll notice that several more objects are thrown upon the accused as he is being unshackled and fit into his final resting position. The large hooded half-orc comes forward while checking the likes of his large double-bladed axe. You can see he's kind of licking his finger and kind of rubbing the edge on it. The crowd had almost immediately become silent. The quietness was now eerie. Really, almost too eerie. A light sobbing could also be heard towards the front of the crowd. It was the victim's now widowed wife and her 3 small children. Captain Harrowleaf then turns from the crowd to face the criminal. Alcine the murderer of one Santine the Changed. Do you have any final words? Alcine just stands there. Well, he just lays there in silence. Another one of the captain's men takes a few steps towards the criminal and pulls the hood off from over his head. As the hood falls to the ground, it is quite clear that Alcine has been beaten. Alcine faces straight forward without saying a sound. You also notice that his eyes have been stitched shut. Captain Harrowleaf then shatters the silence. You may proceed with the execution and judgment, Mr. Executioner. So the crowd then explodes into a thunderous roar, and the hooded executioner starts to line up and swing. Several moments pass as the crowd settles. With a few deep breaths from the executioner, he lifts the large double-bladed axe. Alcine lays motionless as his eyelids close slowly. Well, you can see his eyes twitching because, they were stitched shut. With one final breath from the executioner, the blade starts to head downward. You notice that explosions rang all over the place. Smoke fills the entire area. And screams of terror are being heard from all directions. Guards scurry about the square, trying to secure the area. After several minutes of utter chaos, the smoke starts to clear, and the murderer is now gone. The executioner has not but one, but 2 matching arrows driven into his eye sockets. Guards start to scramble. Harrowleaf starts giving orders to secure the town and to secure the gates. Spectators are running aimlessly through the streets. Upon closer inspection of the area revealed several bananas in the place of where the accused once was. How could this be?
Wow.
Bum bum bum.
So there you go. That's the and as you guys actually feel the explosion of everything, Batista and Melek. Now, as Tomanuk and Shamash, you guys are out in the wilderness still at the campsite. You actually feel the ground shake. You hear massive explosions. And all of a sudden you see a huge amount of smoke coming up from the city. And it's just like an eerie quiet now that after the explosion has happened. This is back at the camp. But back in the town, oh my gosh, it's just utter chaos. Glass is blown out everywhere. There's several people down and hurt, and it's just a scene of chaos. The clerics are scrambling around trying to help some of the wounded, and Alcine is gone. But you did notice that as the crowd is just dispersing everywhere. You do notice that the executioner, the huge bulking half-orc, he actually has 2 arrows lodged in his eye sockets, matching arrows nonetheless. And in the place of where he was standing, there is a pile of bananas. So, there you go. That's what you guys see, Batista and Melek, so...
What the heck was that?
I have never heard such an explosion.
Zondar, thank you for the follow, sir.
Nux starts looking around and see
and
if he might
Gimlet.
be able to help people.
Gimlet again. Thank you for the follows, guys. Yeah, you spend about 30 minutes or so helping people get cleaned up. Of course, you are keeping your concealment as well. You actually notice Lady Moonfire and several of the other nobles of the town running around checking people as well. Harrowleaf is, like I was saying before, he's shouting orders, and now it seems like there's starting to be a lot more guards, and you actually see the couple guards that hang out at the gate that you always go through as well. So what are you guys doing?
This might be difficult to get you out, Sir Baptista.
I got a question for you. Did you guys hear those explosions?
Yes,
Okay, cool.
I did at least.
Yeah, I had
Did it
just
scare you a
my
little bit?
sound.
Did it kind of take you
Little
off
bit.
guard a little bit? That's good. That's what I was hoping for.
I had just turned my sound up to like 10.
Good. I'm glad.
Blew my speakers out.
Oh, my leg! Alright, what are you guys
I would
doing?
like to try to myself. Let me see that map again. 11.
Bring out your dead!
I think the best way for us
Off with his head!
is to
Lucerus!
head up to the hideout.
Luciliris.
And then go through the secret passageway
Welcome to the
to
channel.
hideout.
With your super
not
meat
go to
boy.
the gates.
Yeah, I definitely do not want to go in the gates. I was just looking for like one of the, let's say the bakers or someone like that shop, and like, slip in there for a moment.
Are you
I
guys
mean,
going
just-
to a shop?
I was just
No.
suggesting to him that we might want to sneak into, let's say, the bread or bakery shop, kind of get ourselves out of the situation, pause for a moment, watch for the crowd, wait for a moment, find a
No,
spot.
I think the best way would be just goes directly towards the bandit hideout that we were in and go through the secret passage. Just get out of town. Get out of town as soon as possible.
Definitely could be a good idea.
Alright.
So, Dave, I think we're going to start heading up towards 11, towards the bandit hideout,
Okay.
and up there, tenements up there, and see if we can get in the hideout again and just go to the secret exit.
Okay, yeah, you're able to
Downtown.
make your way to the tenements, and you're able to get out of the town without anyone noticing you, and you're able to sneak into the building that you just previously several hours back fully cleared out, and left a Minotaur in there. It was pretty good. I like that. You could always go back and visit T-Bone later on. So. Lucille Eris, thank you very much for the
Obviously,
follow.
we don't have to empty the acid
Lucille
out of the trap,
Eris,
and we can jump
thank
down
you
to the
for the
pit
follow.
and jump back out.
Mm-hmm. You guys get out. You get back to the camp.
All right.
Tamanuki standing, looking very worried.
Yes,
When you
this is
arrive.
4th edition.
Alzine has disappeared. There was a very large explosion in the town. People were severely hurt. The town is on high alert. The guards are.
We do put a lot more
extremely
RP
busy,
into this 4th
searching
edition
for
game,
these
though.
individuals. So it is quite a scene in there now. So we was lucky to get out without being
Nice,
spotted,
Amonisis.
I do believe. The center of the town is probably destroyed.
Oh, yeah, so you did hear the explosion, Stominuk.
You saw black smoke? Is Timmy in the well?
That's too good.
Yeah, the explosions were so loud here, Tomanuk left you a specimen.
Ah, I like it. Yes, yes.
This will do fine.
Did you buy any more vials? You must be getting low on vials, man. You have to be getting low on vials.
No, he just put that specimen in his pocket.
Oh my god.